What's up, everybody? It's Soren Baker.
Amir Rahimi.
And today on The Great Debaters, man, gotta get that Big Daddy Kane, man. That's what it's all about. Long live the Kane, The Great Debaters. Alright, Amir, so today on The Great Debaters, we are talking about Long Live the Kane. Big Daddy Kane's debut album came out in 1988. In my opinion, and in reality, the best year in rap history. And I gotta give a special shout out. A few years after this album came out, my boy Kevin Brown and I, shout out Kevin Brown, and we would be in his car. I think it was a Nissan NSX. Anyway, his Nissan. We would sit in a parking lot for our high school, Rundle High School, Gambles, Maryland, and we would literally listen to this album before games and sometimes before practices. We would get there early. He would usually come pick me up, and then we would listen to this album in the parking lot, man. And I never, ever, ever was disappointed because this album is so phenomenal. So Amir, that was my little spiel. Shout out to Kevin and the Big Daddy Kane for those amazing memories as a kid, man. It was so phenomenal. And this was years after the album came out. A few years, I should say. And we just still love this album as I do today in 2020. So Amir, I heard the album a little earlier than you did. So for you, what were your first takes of listening to this particular Big Daddy Kane masterpiece?
So as I've said in other videos with rappers from kind of like this era, or when I was really starting to listen to rap, what I had done was I was buying a lot of like greatest hits albums or things like that, like compilations. And for Big Daddy Kane as well, he had a compilation called The Very Best Big Daddy Kane. And it had not this whole album, but it had like 6 of the songs on it.
Right.
With the exception of, so on that album too, and this is when I bought this album, it had confused me because on that compilation, The Very Best Big Daddy Kane, track 1 is Raw.
Right.
And then on this, and this is one of my picks, so I'll get right into it, Raw Remix is track 2 on this. So I was confused. I was like, oh, it's just a misprint. Why would there be a remix on like his debut album? That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
And then I was like, wait, this is a different song. Like the beat
Right.
is like the same, but it's different. And I was like tripping out, and I was like, well, this is amazing. Like, what the hell? And then I guess I figured out later that Raw was on the Color soundtrack, like the original. So Raw Remix, man, this is of my 3 picks, this is the only one that's like where he's rapping fast, and he's the beat is just much more fast paced, and it's just like Big Daddy Kane is destroying everything in sight. This is like one of those rappers that especially like in full form, like in top shape, like this is prime, like 88, 89, prime, like Big Daddy Kane moments. He really shows that here, like on the Raw Remix, and it's just pretty wild. It's like you think of the Avengers, like superheroes, and like Captain America has this, and Iron Man has this. Like Big Daddy Kane was in the rap Avengers, dude. Like he was that good. Like in the late 80s, who was like as good as this guy? You can't really name many people,
if any. But that's also one of my picks, and I just, in addition to what Amir was saying, I always look for the beats too. The beat on this is phenomenal. There's so much scratching on it, and the energy of it is astonishing. So the lyrical mastery Big Daddy Kane puts out throughout Long Live the Kane, so that's not even a question on any song. But on Raw, it was just the power and the strength and the potency of his delivery, his style, and how the beat was coming in and out, and the scratch. It's just, the whole thing is astonishing. And then, Ready and Willin', it was just, he had so many like clever things in this song on top of the speed, the ferocity, and the veracity of everything he was saying. So it's too much, man. It's too much, man. That's both of our pick for one of the songs. What's number 2 for you?
So literally like the same thing, man, like in terms of just crazy lyricism and a display of what he's capable of. We get the same stuff on Ain't No Half Steppin', another one of my picks. This a lot slower than the sped up raw remix, but it's just like the lines he has on this. Like one of them, which is just this line is crazy to me, man. When he says pick a BC date because your history, it's like this guy, and we've also alluded in other videos how LL is one of those rappers who it's just like you can't hurt this guy's ego. He knows he's the best.
Right.
Like Big Daddy Kane also, he knows he's the best. Like these are people like you gotta show and prove to really even. To even get in the same conversation, to be in the same sentence as these people, right?
Yeah.
Like you're just a butter knife, I'm a machete. You know what I mean? Friday the 13th, I'm gonna play Jason. In every single line of this song, he's basically saying how he's option A and whoever else is option B, C, or D. He is at the top and anyone else is below. And literally, look at any line of the song. That he's like having punchline rap where it's not like. He's not using expletives. He's not doing anything that's really like in your face in a sense.
Except when
like,
the pen hits the paper.
You know, he's not doing anything where it's kind of like, wow, well, you know, he's cussing or being too forceful. He's really just being smooth, and it's just so much power in it. And I was telling Soren before we recorded this video, I was like, dude, I was trying to think of like some lines, and I'm like, literally, close your eyes and go like this in the song, and you'll just find an amazing line. Any line. It's like any line. So, ain't no half-stepping, man. It has to be.
And Amir highlighted some of the lines that I was going to talk about for different reasons than he did. Like the BC date because your history. For so long, I always thought he said DC. Because I'm from Maryland and right outside of DC. And I was just like, man, what is... I was always trying to figure out. And for some reason, I just never asked anybody. I don't know why. So when I figured it out a year or two later, I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. I just thought that was phenomenal. And then with the Friday 13th, I'm going to play Jason. I got to shout out DJ Scratch because that's a famous part of his DJ routine. And I saw him do it live at the Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland, where he went under the turntables and came back up wearing the ski mask like Jason. So that added just such an extra dimension every time I hear this song because I think of DJ Scratch and his routine for that. But that's the amazing thing about Ain't No Half Steppin' is that it's just so lyrically dense and phenomenal, but he does it in such a smooth, like it's almost casual to him, and it's just so flawless. And just the rhyme after rhyme after rhyme after rhyme of just astonishment. And then when you get toward the end of the song, he's rapping faster and he's just stacking all his rhymes and the words. It's just, you know, the Paragrassy Manifest, which is later sampled by Gangstar, of course. But it's just astonishing when you look at the wordplay, the number of words, the size of the words, the length of the words, the syllables. It's just, Big Daddy Kane is an utter master and he's a poet. And like people forget, rappers, especially this era and this caliber of rapper, the LL Cool J's, the KRS Ones, the Rakims, the Big Daddy Kanes, there's so many of them. They're poets, man. And Big Daddy Kane shows it throughout Long Live the Kane. And throughout a lot of his career, like this stuff, you could literally read these words and just be like, man, that's clever. Man, that's an awesome comparison. Man, that's a great reference. Man, how do you come up with that? Just time and time again. So Amir, we're agreeing on the first two, but I think we got different ones for the third. What's your third?
Third one, I'll take you there. Another, like, they're all amazing, so I don't have to even use that word. But I think this is like very different. In terms of like how on the first two songs that we both picked, he's bragging a ton. His flow is just crazy. You know, it's just all these things. This is I'll Take You There. I feel like it's clearly like a world that is different than the world that we live in, and a world that he thinks is like the best or just like a great world to live in because fresh Gucci wear is only $5.99.
It's like Utopia, basically.
Exactly. And And I think just the imagery in it and just the positive lines that are throughout it are just very awesome. And I think there's also some very like just the imagery is crazy where he's saying you can leave your VCR on your porch because it won't get stolen.
Right.
And that's just like wild. Like you can't even picture that. Like everyone's got alarms, they got ring systems, they got double locks, you know, all this stuff. They have gates. And it's like, this is a world where you can leave your VCR on the porch. This is a world where crack ain't nothing but a hole in the wall, which to me, especially like in the late 80s, that's like just such a powerful line if you caught it when you heard it, because we all know what was going on with the crack epidemic. So it was just, I think that song was great. He even mentioned Ethiopians eating at Red Lobster free. Like, it was a very positive song, and I think also the way, not only like just some make-believe like utopia, right, but it was all just cleverly put, and I think the metaphors that he used were just great and exceptional. So that's one of my picks.
I agree wholeheartedly, man. This is a song that I always enjoyed, and it made me feel a sense of pride and happiness to hear this song, because even at this time, rap had such a negative stigma, and to hear this song really showed that Big Daddy Kane, like a lot of other artists, but Big Daddy Kane in particular, was really thinking about these bigger things and how to make the world better, and he had these aspirational things, and getting to talk to him several times over the years and like getting to know his thought process, this is all, from what I can tell, is very genuine. Like, he wishes these things, and this wasn't something that he just did to be cool or something. Like, he really thought this, and that to me was even more impressive, that this was not a type of song that would have been like, oh man, did you hear Big Daddy Kane? I'll take you there. Like, this was in an era when the rappers were trying to show that they were the best and the hardest and the coolest and the, you know, the wordplay and all that. And this song has all of that, but it's just delivered in a context of positivity, which I think is amazing and I really appreciate and endorse. Now, my third selection doesn't do that, which is Set It Off. So this song is back to like raw.
Raw, yeah.
You know, it's just Big Daddy Kane letting people have it.
Yeah.
Like, he is not to be messed with, and the way he just flows, delivers, and how he makes these type of songs, which are the braggadocio, I'm going for your throat type of song, and just make them so crazy and listenable at the same time. It's just crazy. And I, like with Raw, I love the scratching, I love the forcefulness of it, I love the speed and the energy of the song and the sound and the vibe of it. And Set It Off, man, it just, you know, of course there was the famous movie with that name later, and it's just amazing, man. And Big Daddy Kane is just, he's astonishing, man, and one of the all-time masters.
That's
So those are my 3 picks. You guys got Amir's 3 picks. Hit us up in the comment section, and be sure to like, subscribe, and share to Unique Access and to Rappin And Snackin, and let us know what you guys think. Big Daddy Kane, long live the Kane. 88, time to set it straight. Great debaters, y'all.
Be sure to check out The History of Gangster Rap by Soren Baker. He's official.
History of Gangster Rap features exclusive interviews with Ice-T, Snoop Dogg, MC Ren, the DOC, and dozens of others. The History of Gangster Rap, a definitive look at how Los Angeles changed rap forever.
In Los Angeles, the streets definitely set the tone of the hip-hop music.
At 19, I got a $50,000 car.
My whole angle always was, I'll be street, but I will always tell you the horrors that go along with this life.
There will be penalties and casualties for just wearing the wrong color in somebody's neighborhood.
And once gangster rap made it from the streets to the TV, the genre exploded.
With Fab 5 on your TV back with NWA.
Yo MTV, it just catapulted us from being local heroes to national gangbang rappers.
The History of Gangster Rap discusses it all from 1980 up till today.
It's always gonna be shit happening in the streets. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be something to talk about.
The History of Gangster Rap in stores now.